Well, I went to Indiana University as an undergraduate, and I was an elementary education major with a special ed minor. And I had a professor who told me I needed to teach in the big city because I was from a rural area, and so I went to San Francisco. I taught special ed there for 3 years, and most of my students were students with mild disabilities in their neighborhood school. But I did, in the summer, taught some children with more severe disabilities. Then I went to the University of Oregon in Eugene, Oregon, and got a master's, and that was mainly because I felt like I didn't know how to teach reading, and I wanted to know more. And while I was there, I signed up to substitute teach, and they kept calling me to come and teach a class that they said the children were deaf-mute. And I told them I wasn't qualified, so I turned them down the first 2 times they called. And the third day that they called me in a row, I said, well, are you having trouble finding somebody? And she said, oh, yes. And I said, well, I'll try. And I went out there, and the children were not deaf-mute. The children had cerebral palsy and were mostly non-speaking in terms of understanding their speech, but they were attempting to speak and did have language. Some had augmentative communication systems in place. And I fell in love with those kids. I just thought they had the most courage, the most wonderful, optimistic sense of life, and I just wanted to work there. So I changed the focus of my master's program so that I could get some of the classes that they offered in working with children with physical disabilities. And then taught with that class, actually. The teacher who had needed a substitute was pregnant, and she left, and I got the job to teach there and taught there for several years. And then got my doctorate, also in special education, and then later went back and got my certification in administration. So I was a certified principal and special ed director after my doctorate.